Already start.
Assalamualaikum.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all present today. Welcome to the fourth round of English Debate Competition InterVarsity Science e-Debate Challenge 2021. The motion for this debate is this house, as a developing country, will aggressively promote of alternative medicine. I will present as the timekeeper for room 6. Let me now introduce the debaters to you. Acting as the government team for this debate team from Let's with Ms. Yap as the Prime Minister, Lee as the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Dibber as the government whip. Acting as the team for this debate is from UPM Putra with Ms. Maria as the opposition leader, Ms. Chunki as the section speaker, Ms. Ms. Mr. Sudarshan as the opposition whip. Our panel of adjudicators consists of Mr. Tuan Ashraf Jahari bin Tan Adi from UniKL, Mr. Amirul Haikal bin Muhammad Rozaimi, and Ms. Nur Amira Hidayah from UKM. Now we come to our debate today. To open the case from the government team, I call upon the Prime Minister to start the debate session.
I would prefer my POI by unmuting yourself, and I'll start countdown 3, 2, 1 to start my speech. And sorry, I couldn't turn on my cam because due to my weak internet connections.
Okay, it's okay. We understand you.
Okay. Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, today our motion is this house as a developing country would aggressively promote the use of alternative medicines, and we as a government side are going to aggressively promoting these. Firstly, we would alternatively the medicines are taking the alternative medicine as a promoting and sustain as an integrated element of the healthcare in the developing countries. Developing country is like Malaysia, China, Thailand. This can be measured by the GDP earns. And what is the gist of the developing countries in relations to the alternative medicines? First, this is because the developing countries are having the alternative medicines in combinations with the conventional therapies. This means the current status quo provided that the developing countries like China is currently using like acupuncture as a complements to their own Western medicines system. And for example, like Nepal, in the country, in the developing country Nepal, they are going to use the herbs as a subsidy to the mainstream medicines like operations after operations or like assisting the people to recover. And in our stance, you highlight that we are not going to use the unrecognized practice for the acupuncture, Ayurveda, and homeopathy. Homeopathy is all recognized in terms of like there are very sources to like access to the health, and is regulated by the associations. For example, like Malaysia has the acupuncture associations. They establish a specific guideline for the hygiene, for the everything in relations to the medicines, to the alternative medicines. So this is the alternative medicine we are referring to. Is they are already they are like being valued, but it's not not valued so much. That is why we are going to aggressively for promoting it. And to what extent it is used, our our government side is going to say that we are promoting it as a complementary and not substituting or replacing the mainstream medicines. We will advise the patients to go for acupuncture, to go for Ayurveda, to go for homeopathy, but we are not completely taking the eliminate the mainstream medicines which provide the operations, which provide the medicine drugs used for the patients. And we are promoting this the alternative methods to for a clear healthy lifestyle and fight for the symptoms of different level, and we are not solely rely on the hand of the doctor who provide the prescription drug. This is provide a chance for the uh, patients to put in their own effort to like change their lifestyle according to the homeopathies. And acupuncture is widely known as a China medicines, which means like when we is like exert the pressure out of the bodies, which make the people from with more healthier, with like their stress release tensions of one things. And the Ayurvedic medicine is like one of the most world orders medical system in the India's. It provides like the combination of products from the animals and diet, exercise, and it's focused more on the lifestyle, like changing the lifestyle of the patients. And for homeopathy medicines, this is an alternative medical system used like tiny amount of natural substance to insert into to help the body to heal itself. And what extent we aggressively promote it, because we are going to allocate more resources like monetary to fund the research to develop it, and we are going to gain the extensively support from the governments. For example, like it's the time to like acknowledge the guideline, because the current status quo is that the conventional medical practice have like overshadowed the current alternative medicines, and only the person who done the research on the medical system will go for it. So we are going to moving on to my first argument is that we are going we use it for the actually complementary to the conventional therapy for the health of the patients, because the developing countries will tend to have the trust to these medicines. So it's easy as a developing country to promote if we aggressively put our effort inside. So it's an alternative to the expenses, the medical systems, which provide, and it, in addition to it, it provides some amount of relief. For example, like when the people is being through the chemotherapy, this alternative method is going to like reduce the symptoms of the patients. Like when they suffer the severely acute pain after being through the chemotherapy of want to cure the cancers, this acupuncture is for the release the pressure point and do not hurting them for and provide a mentality for their physical. And we are not substitute it to the mainstream, but we working it side by side. What is mean by working it side by side means we are going to like going through the chemotherapy, and after that when you have the symptoms, the acutherapy, the chemotherapy, and the Ayurvedic will help you in the lifestyle and everything for person to put in the side the info. And we believe it will cure the side effect, because at the time when the conventional there's no follow up, even like the patients cure from the cancer, the conventional might not keep following up for the things, and that's the side effect left after that. So the developing countries will encourage the use of the alternative medicines to cure the side effect. It is important because this advantage is for the health to the so we are proudly to propose, because it would cause the benefits to our patients and benefit to our whole health system.
That's all.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Wait. Okay. Thank you for that beautiful speech. Now, to open the case from the opposition team, I call upon the leader of the opposition to continue the debate session.
Testing. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Firstly, POIs can be asked using your voices, as I won't be watching the screen. In 3, 2, 1. Side government did not clearly state or their stand upon this because they were supposed to focus on the motion that as a developing country, this house would aggressively promote the use of alternative medicine. And their stand was that they would only complement the alternative medicine, which does not follow the motion for today. And secondly, they would like to promote alternative medicine to their patients, knowing that it is inefficient and scientifically not proven. If one knows the meaning of alternative medicine, it means that it is medicine, yes, but it's not accepted by medical fields. Do note this, all right? And also, we need to focus on aggressively promoting. So that means you will shove it down your people's throats as a country, all right? And also focus on developing country, because knowing as this is a developing country, you must realize there must have some financial issues and economic struggle in that country itself, all right? Putting it there as it is, all right? So us on side opposition would disagree on aggressively promoting alternative medicine. We agree to promote modern medicine. We will not ban alternative medicine, but we will not be promoting them either. Okay? Here is, before I start explaining my points and my second and third speaker to continue on those points, I would like to make you focus on the fact that in this motion today, our status quo is on developing countries, which is countries that are having struggles financially, economically, and maybe politically as well, right? Right. So our points for today is that, first of all, alternative medicine are not scientifically proven. It is not effective enough, as well as it is quicker and cheaper to copy modern medicine instead of throwing your financial cash to study the science behind alternative medicine. All right. So I would like to start explaining my point on alternative medicine being not scientifically proven. Okay. Okay. Do note that this is a developing country. I repeat, a developing country, a country who is having struggle. Okay. So alternative medicine, knowing that it is not proven, their government wants to promote it to citizens. And note this again, developing countries, meaning the people there might not be educationally and might not have high IQ, might not understand some things, hence they will just blindly follow what the government says. Now, if the government were to promote alternative medicine, they would promote something that is not scientifically accurate, scientifically not proven. There is no results. There is no good outcome out of this. This could create more struggle in that country, although it is already going through some struggle. Okay, so why our side opposition will not ban alternative medicine is because, as you all know, developing country having financial issues, they still need they still need medical
POI,
aid.
please.
Yes, your POI?
Okay, so the fact that the government side, are pushing for the alternative medicine is because due to the fact that a lot of we take into consideration that there is lack of education and lack of finances from the people in the country, and that is why we propose to aggressively support the alternative medicine, because it's hard to make them trust in the conventional medicines. That's what I want to clarify here.
Okay, but here's the thing. Conventional medicine, modern medicine are already proven. They already have results. Sickness become health. they become better with modern medicine. We know this. We have proof. We have results. We have scientists studying this. We have all the data that we need. Although it's not by the developing country, at least it helps their people. Okay. Yes, you said that these people don't have high IQ. They don't understand. So they will blindly follow. So you are saying you are walking them closer to death via promoting alternative medicine. Who's to say that alternative medicine will be good for you or bad for you? It could get worse. That is the problem why this is scientifically not proven, is because it could get worse. Because you don't have the data, you don't have the results. Although, yes, there are people that are practicing it. Hence why us on side opposition do not ban it, we allow it. Okay? We allow it, but that is on the citizens' own choice, their own decision. We will not shove it down their throats about alternative medicine. Yes, we are developing country. Yes, they may not believe in modern medicine, but at least we do not ban nor do we force it, that could create more trouble for them. Okay, if we force it down their throat, what will happen if it gets worse? Over what will happen to those people who actually go through alternative medication? They will get the side effects. They will get the worst results. They will be the one having more issues. And who are they going to point their fingers to? Government. What's going to happen to the country? Fall back. Basically, hence why side opposition is trying to say is that we will promote modern medicine, conventional medicine, medicine that have been tested, that have been proven, instead of alternative medicine that has not been proven, that has no results, that has no data whatsoever except for culture and tradition based on their ancestry, because it is not scientifically proven, it is not effective, as well as it is quicker and easier to copy from other countries based on those conventional medicine. And that is all from me today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you from uh, I would like to thank the speaker for their speech. To continue our debate today, I call upon the Deputy Prime Minister to continue case for their side.
Before that, Afika, can you write down in the comments the time that they speak? I mean the duration of their speech. Okay.
Oh, okay. In the comments or the private chat?
In the comments should be okay.
Okay. So for the previous two participants, is it
It's
okay?
okay. I got my own time. I got my own time for them, but for the next speakers.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Deputy Prime Minister.
Okay, give me a second, yeah. I will start my speech. Oh, yeah. And if there are any POIs, please speak up because I will not be looking at the chat. Okay. I will start.
Wait.
Can you hear my,
I mean-
my voice?
Yes.
Is it okay? Can I start now?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you. All right, I will start in 3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I bid to all the adjudicators and my fellow debaters. The motion for today's debate is that this House, as a developing country, would aggressively promote the use of alternative medicine. We, as the government side, support this motion, and as the second speaker of the government side, I would address the weaknesses given by the leader of opposition in her argument and bring up the points and present the government's issue on the case on the issue. So let's first of all, let's look at the opposition leader's argument. First of all, she stated the status quo that we are developing countries and that developing countries have financial issues, financial struggles, educational struggles, and so on. And that is exactly why we are pushing the alternative medication. It's not because we are looking to them as stupid, or we want to in a way make them blindly follow us, but it's hard to change the hearts and minds of people who already are set in their ways. That is why we propose for alternative medications, so that it is still one type of known from the past medication that they are familiar with, so that even though now the side of opposition have stated that it has not been proven to be effective. However, over the years, through history, and also the fact that it's already recognized by government NGOs, governmental bodies and NGOs, is one of the facts that makes it more credible than traditional medicine. And also, it would be less, it will be more trusted by the community rather than the conventional medications given by the pharmacies, by the hospitals. And yes, of course, it's easier, they say, it's easier to replicate the medicines given by the hospitals, by the professional medications. However, I want to stress this again. Not a lot of people would trust in these, as a lot of people are set in their ways, and therefore, to make sure that we don't lead them into more detriment, we don't let them fall into a bigger pit hole if they are overcome with diseases. Wait a minute. If they have some sort of diseases, we give them an alternative way. Okay, rather than going to for the expensive cost of medical bills and stuff like that, we give them an alternative way to get alternative medication that is almost not traditional, but known for many years past. Okay, I would take the POI now.
Okay, so my POI is this. You say you want to promote alternative medication, so you're going to bring them closer, you're going to continue following their wrong decisions? Is that what you're saying?
No, as I stated earlier, that these alternative medications, they actually have a certain certification and recognition. Of course, maybe there are not enough medical researchers on them, but they do have a certain effectiveness, and that is why. Instead of letting them go towards the ambiguity of traditional medicines, we would rather that they go to the better alternative, which is alternative medication. So my first point for today my first point for today is upon the safety. Alternative medicine is a wide spectrum of therapy that are almost always considered to be much safer than the mainstream medicine, and it is also well certified by international health committees, and it's also trusted by people widely. Now, for example, in China, acupuncture is actually widely renowned and is also known around the world. Okay, alternative medicine practitioners that focuses. There are also alternative medicine practitioners that focuses on practical medicine. So rather than the local people going to the hospitals to get chiropractic therapy, there are alternative medical practitioners who go through who provide services for chiropractic medicine. So people in developing countries also widely trust this to be closer to alternative medicine, and because they know the benefits and the safety, as it dates back longer than your conventional medicines have been in existence. So it would be better to push this medication rather than pushing not all. I would like to stress that not all conventional medicines are cheap. There are a lot of conventional medicines that cost more than they're supposed to. And that brings me to my second point, in economically. This also gives a chance to our people, our local people, to develop income. Certified practitioners for alternative medicines would be able to generate income, and the government would also have an easier, no-brainer cost as the ambiguity and effectiveness of alternative medicine is better than the ambiguity of traditional medicine. So if we don't have alternative medicine if we don't have alternative medicine, we would have the people would go to traditional medication, because a lot of people actually don't really 100% trust the conventional medications, and that is why it will also give a benefit towards our people, in fact, of economically, and it would be more safer than them turning to the traditional medicine. And you must understand that we can't just make them stop cold turkey on their ways. We can't just stop them from using traditional medicine or their ways. We have to provide them with a slow alternative. And frankly, the alternative medication is the best way and the best medication that we can push. So for the country, for developing countries especially. So, ladies and gentlemen, in referring to the points that I have presented today, the government side has elaborated on the greater weightage on why we must support today's motion. And I hope the members of the floor will also agree in supporting today's motion. With that, I rest my case.
Okay, thank you. The time taken by the speaker was like 6 minutes. Let me update first. Okay. I will thank the speaker for their beautiful remarks. And now I call upon the deputy leader of opposition to continue the case for their side.
Okay, so I will start now. Okay, so when we look at this topic, we need to really think what the developing country really need, and then how can we solve this problem. So we in the government side really think that we in the opposition side really think that this developing country, just like what the leader of opposition tell you, is that they really lack this kind of medical accessibility. They lack a lot of medical facilities, and that's why we believe that we should use a more effective, more proven, and a more recognized method to solve this entire problem. So it is not about like who trust each other or like side, or like can it be a complementary medicine. We don't oppose this, So what we are trying to say now is that we should focus on a proven life-saving stuff in comparison to like those complementary stuff. Because when you are saying that you want to aggressively promote a alternative medicine, what it means is that the government in a developing country, so initially just like what the LO have tell you, is that they are not financially well off, and when they are not financially well off, they need to put money into complementary medicine. And this medicine is not life-saving. They are just helping you to recovery at the very, very most. So when you are trying to do this, it means that there will be less resources and less money being allocated to those life-saving medicine. So this is the reason why our point, which is like the recognition and the effectiveness of saving other people's life, is so important. And not to say what disease is most common in developing country. It is not like those recovering from cancers or like some longevity disease that you need herbs. It is like the simplest one: malaria, dengue, cholera, this kind of infectious disease. And when you are talking about infectious disease, what do you need to solve this problem? You need antibiotics. You need very simple and very modern drugs, which is not cheap. They are mass produced, and what they did is that they just need to put more money on this, and then they can solve the problem of their people not having enough medical accessibility. So it is very simple. But then if you are spending money on this alternative medicine, it means that you deprive the people from the right of having the chance to save their own life. And then we want to tell you that a lot of alternative medicine is not like what they say. Okay, because people recognize and then we use that. The reason why it is called alternative medicine is that it is not fully recognized. It is the gray area. Take acupuncture for an example. It is not fully recognized by the international community. It is not proven to have any medical or scientific background. It is basically just something that is passed down through generation, and basically what it do at the most is just a placebo effect. So next, they tell us about how people are more familiar and more trusted about the traditional medicine, and they will use it. I don't know where you get this argument from, because what I see from Malaysia, which is a developing country, or even other country like China, Thailand, Japan, sorry, not Japan, maybe like India, the modern medicine is actually very common. Like, we are all using that now. Even the vaccine we shot now is like modern medicine. I don't think that they really don't trust to the point that they won't use it.
POI,
We think
please.
that as long as we encourage them to use, they will use it. Yes, your POI.
Okay, so now you're saying that a lot of people are more trusting towards the conventional medications. However, even like you were pushing the vaccine, even the vaccine, a lot of people didn't want to because everyone was afraid of what was in it. Can you please clarify your point, please?
Uh, okay, I'm not saying that who trusts this more, but as long as they trust it, they are willing to use it, just like how Malaysians are actually willing to accept modern medicine. I don't think that it is really a problem to aggressively promote traditional medicine to the point that by saying the point that they do not trust it, because clearly, as you can see, they really trust it. I really, yeah, because it is a fact. Okay, so next I would like to further elaborate our points into like the effectiveness of actually solving the root problem in this developing country, which is the medical accessibility. So when you are talking about alternative medicine, just like what Nael say, which is that they are basically based on something in the previous generation and they are not fully recognized. It means that when you are developing it is not just that you can immediately build a hospital and hire some doctors and then immediately people will be better off than before. You need to spend a lot of money. You need a lot of cost in researching and proving the entire system of like medicine. So when you are trying to research a new drug and prove something new, you actually spend a lot of money. So instead of spending this on researching something that in the end you might prove that it does not work, so why not you just use what we already have now? So how developing country can eventually develop and industrialize into an industrialized nation is like basically what China or India do. What they need to do is not researching something new or putting their tradition into a very high place or make people trust for their medicine. It is about just copy from others. You see what China and India do. They are basically just producing manufacturing the items or drugs from the developing country. They are just like receive the offshoring products from other country and manufacture in their own country, develop the techniques, and as a result of this, earn money and improve from that point on. So we can see that it is far easier to achieve this and to solve the root problem, which is the problem of lacking medical accessibility. So not to say that when you are talking about alternative medicine, it's not just like research proof and you still need like regulation, pass through all kind of regulation, you need permit, and then after that, you only able to build a hospital and only to use it. So it is not just about cost, but then it is also about time, where you need to spend a lot of time to do so. And not to say it is really not effective in the disease that may occur in the developing country, like infectious disease. So basically, in this process of developing all of these things, perhaps in the very long future you might achieve it. But then in this time being, a lot of people will die. A lot of people will die untreated. A lot of people will die untreated, and we believe that like this thing, the thing that we need to do now is basically just to save life. It's not like having some complementary medicine or what. Okay, so I think that before I end my speech, I want to tell you that like the government basically has a very poor analysis of what a developing country is. They assume that they can do whatever they want. They can put it as a complementary medicine to reduce side effect. But what I want to tell you is very simple. They do not need this at this point. Look at Sabah, Sarawak in the interior area. How many people are lacking doctors? How many people are lacking a basic antibiotics? So these are what the people want, and this is what we are going to promote. Thank you.
Okay. I would like to thank the speaker for their remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, and the honorable adjudicators. Okay. I think like I should let me put up first 7. Okay, so we shall now continue to call open the government whip to rebut.
Hello, am I audible? Sorry, I couldn't start off my camera because my Wi-Fi connection is quite unstable for now. I'll
It's
start in a
okay.
while. Okay, all right. Okay, I'll be starting in three, two, one. A very good day I bid to everyone as we meet in today's debate. So first thing first, what I want to clarify here is side government today is pushing for a world where we believe that conventional medicine and therapy should coexist side by side with alternative medicines as a core alternative treatment for patients who are undergoing chronic illnesses or even simple illnesses. So our stance here in today's debate does actually constitute an aggressive promotion as what disputed by the opposition speakers, where they said that we are not following what the motion has been telling us to do, which is to aggressively promote. They have been setting a very unruly definition on what aggressive promotion is, which is we will force our people to take alternative medicine, which is not exactly true, because we have to understand that alternative medicine is a boundary that has not yet to be explored. Therefore, by recommending alternative medicines as part of our conventional methods in treating patients, we are breaking new horizons in promoting well-being as part of our lifestyle. Whereas on their side, side opposition has been falling into the web of lies spun by pharmaceutical companies and medical corporations for decades. Throughout the decades, many medical corporations, many pharmaceutical companies are under the syndicate where they have been trying to disprove any sort of traditional medications or traditional treatments which does possess significance in terms of its effectiveness and its efficiency, but throughout the decades they have been trying to disprove it by bribing researchers and forcing researchers to tell lies about the efficiency of alternative medicines. So this is what I felt like side opposition has fell into, and they had again completely turned a blind eye to some of the benefits that actually can be gained through alternative medicines. Note that we are not disregarding conventional medicine at all under our world, but opposition must learn to accept that conventional medicine on itself is not a good assurance for the people, especially when we are discussing on the context of where we are living right now, which is in a developing country. Now, there are three things that I will be doing in my speech later on, which is analysis of the benefits that can be gained from both sides and to prove which side actually provides more benefits, the analysis of harms, which to provide which side actually can mitigate the harm that arises from both of our worlds, and to provide some of the insights on the clash points that occurred in today's debate. Now, firstly, on the benefit, right? On-site government, we have provided that through alternative medicines, we can provide further options for poor people, especially in developing countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia, to pursue follow-up treatment. Yes, we do understand that certain illnesses, for example, cancer, we need chemotherapy, which is something which is the current alternative, or which is the current option that we have to cure cancer. But usually, after a chemotherapy treatment, we don't actually have a proper follow-up treatment for the patients to alleviate their pain, for the patients to reduce and manage their pain, which subsequently leads them to feel very weak after undergoing chemotherapy treatment. Through the options that we provide by giving them alternative medicines, there are several treatments out there which can actually mitigate pain, which has been actually proven. For example, in America itself, millions of Americans turn to acupuncture each year to treat chronic pain and even depression. And recently, a few researchers at the Rutgers universities reported that by combining the acupuncturist needle with an electrical current, it could yield a new treatment for severe inflammation and pain. But still, many scientists look skeptically at this practice. Why is that so? Because of the lies that has been told by pharmaceutical companies and medical corporations throughout the year. Other than that, through alternative medicines, we are trying to promote an alternative lifestyle as compared to a lifestyle surrounded by frequent hospital visits. If you look into the essence of Ayurvedic treatment is not only about using herbal medications and going through herbal treatments and whatnot. Ayurvedic in its own essence is promoting healthy lifestyle, which is the incorporation of yoga, the incorporation of a healthy diet, and the incorporation of healthy lifestyle, such as how much you should sleep in a day. This in itself promotes a lifestyle which is not usually done extensively by conventional medicine. By combining both alternative medicine and also conventional medicine, we are able to tell our patients that yes, yes, you should go to all this conventional medicine, but at the same time, by following our prescriptions through Ayurvedic treatments, we are able to let you upgrade more on how you should live healthily. And other than that, under our side, yes, we have mentioned to you that we are not denying access to conventional medicines. Side opposition has been trying to divert the whole debate by saying that side government is trying to push people to take alternative medicines as their only choice. This is not true, because we still believe that conventional medicines is still as important, but then complementary to conventional medicine, we need alternative medicines. Whereas on their side, the only benefit that they can provide is
Your eye?
very much relies on many uncertainties. Nope, these uncertainties are basically dependent on future researchers, future procedures which has not yet been certified or not yet to be recognized. And it's something that is since it is something that is very uncertain, we are unable to reassure people, especially people who live in poor backgrounds, who are basically uneducated in terms of their academic background. We are unable to reassure them with all these technical terms or technical procedures that we are unable to tell and explain to them. But through alternative medicines, what we are able to provide is that we are able to provide some sort of an assurance to them. Whereas the harms that is gained in today's debate and is mitigated actually on our side is that we do acknowledge that although alternative medicines is not exactly life-saving, yes, we do acknowledge this particular fact. But to be exact, even in the midst of many uncertainty, the utilization of alternative medicine would not unnecessarily harm anyone, which has been mentioned by my previous speakers, because we do have guidelines, we do have frameworks even for these medical practitioners under the concept of alternative medicines. They have to follow all these guidelines and frameworks. For example, an acupuncturist have to sterilize their needles, they have to change their needles every day and all these stuffs. So these are the harms that has already been mitigated. Whereas on their side, they are totally disregarding the economic background of this developing country. They have been telling us again and again that we have mostly there are many poor people or uneducated people in these developing countries. But if you disregard the alternatives that is provided by alternative medicine, we are able to help all these patients, poor patients, and also people practicing alternative medicines. With that, I am proud to oppose to this motion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would like to thank the speaker for that speech. It is now time to listen to the rebuttals of opposition whip.
Okay, yes. Give me a second here. I'm going to set my timer. Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. All right. So we have seen from both sides the debate of this aisle, and honestly, opposition whip earlier, he made me stumble a bit, because at this point he said, at first he was telling me the core of their principle is they are pushing this alternative medicine aggressively, right? But they are not preventing people from making a choice. And then he went from it being from the core to the complementary. I don't get it. Why you flip flopping? This is your stance is so all over the place. It's uncalled for. It's so disorganized. I feel like I don't get you. You're losing me at this point. I feel like you're coming over to my side instead of what your stance is. Like, because as from the start, we've always said we promoted conventional medication, as my first speaker have said, but we do not prevent or ban the alternative medicine. People are free to choose that. They are free to take their choices, free to accept the risk, the consequences of that. So we are all for it. If you can't afford it, go for it. There's no problem with that, and that's what we are proposing. It's just that
Please.
you've started to come towards our side in that sense. I'll take your POI later. Of course, That's not just the first point. I noticed something else. Government's whip introduced a new point actually. I believe he said something about some big pharma conspiracies. I believe that's a new point, but I'm going to just rebut it anyways. If you're going to fall into the conspiracies of big pharma and follow this alternative media saying, oh, we shouldn't use this, we shouldn't use that, we should just use honeys to calm our sore throat and stuff like that. Fair enough. All the power to you. But in any case, the problem may not be solved even if you use these methods, because as it is, as the core of the problem is, it is still an alternative method. It is not as effective. It is not a complete solution. Whereas the modern medicines, we have done multiple research. There has been countless results produced by it, decades of improvement done on it. So I feel like the effectiveness question is out of the it's not even a question of the it's not even debate up for debate. Modern medicines are way more effective, and the thing is, what you're going to put through, I believe this is something we had a point of clash with, all right, was how effective it is. You guys say you have legislation bodies and these bodies that approve this thing to make it more safer, sanitize it. Fair enough. All that point is fair enough. But at the same time, it did not it did not address the problem, which was the effectiveness. In that sense, are you really going to give your people or push your people to take a less effective medicine, go a roundabout way to try and find a solution, and that too not necessarily find a solution? There is no guarantee that solution exists. Yeah. Okay, I'll take your PI right now.
Okay, so first of all, you have to understand that we are pushing the alternative medication so that our people don't fall into the lesser medication, which is traditional medication, which has more ambiguity. It's not that we are saying that it's more capable than the conventional medication. It's just that it's a better alternative to avoid the greater evil.
Okay, I accept that. But at the same point, you have to understand the alternative medicines that you have proposed to me, acupuncture, chiropractic, all this thing is fair, good and dandy. But I don't see it as a solution. It is more of a pain relief. Essentially, what a tablet can do, a very cheap tablet, mind you, because you guys were pushing the idea of financial issues, a pain relief tablet, a painkiller tablet is super cheap and easily produced because it's mass-produced medicine. And it's super cheap and it relieves pain more effectively than these other methods. And that is that is something you cannot deny. And these methods are temporary pain reliefs either way. You have to still keep coming back. So that is I'm not taking a PI right now, later maybe. But yes, like I said, this is not a full-fledged solution. You are not getting a full-fledged solution. You are just this one. Of course, I did hear opposition whip make out a statement where Ayurveda helps to build a healthy lifestyle. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And what makes you think that modern science, modern medicine says you shouldn't have a healthy lifestyle? We actively promote it. Modern medicine promotes healthy lifestyle. In fact, most medicine requires you to work your own body to make sure you keep a healthy lifestyle so that the medicine that you ingested is more effective and helps you recover faster. So I do not see how your point is far off than mine. All I'm saying is this is more effective. This will help you this will help you get your solution in a much more rather efficient way. Of course, the financial strains exist, but like my second speaker has already said, it is important to know where in a developing country, where you should emphasize the resources, the limited resources. And we have seen two major examples of developing countries that have put their resources into purposeful way that have rewarded them with fruitful, meaningful successes, such as India and China. Those countries are where most of your alternative medications are coming from, yes, but those governments did not push the alternative medications. Instead, they chose to research and copy the medications coming from the West, the modern medicines, and now they have become one of the countries with the biggest supplying and manufacturing base for pharmaceuticals that can help cure a lot of people's ailments. So I don't see how that is not a better model to follow, where we focus on the modern medication while not disregarding the option of having the alternative medication, because they still do have the options to have that. So let the people choose, but we should promote what is effective. Because in other words, what I'm trying to say, our worst case scenario for a government is that they prescribe a medication that is ineffective, may even cause adverse effect, adverse information that is not accepted because of these herbs and stuff. Maybe even from the practices that is already attributed, there might be people in genomes that could be affected by either ways, wrong muscle tissues and stuff like that. So these kind of things can cause further exacerbations of the problem at hand. Instead of going through all of that and making a mountain out of a molehill, why not take the worst case scenario of the government, the opposite side opposition, whereas it is just slightly more expensive, all right, and you have to just pay a bit of money extra for that, all right, but in regards to that, you can at least solve the problem when it's still small, instead of letting it become a huge problem that it cannot handle, and you have to pay more money at the end of the day because alternative medicine will not have a solution when the problem worsens, right? So all I'm saying is, can you really buy health with money? Thank you very much.
Okay, now that we have heard all the three speakers from both teams, we shall take a short break of 1 minute. During this time, both the government and the opposition teams will prepare the reply speech. The 1 minute is uh, okay. The 1 minute starting from now. So we have heard. So the time of 1 minute has ended. I shall now continue. I shall now invite the second speaker from the opposition team to deliver the reply speech.
In this debate, we believe that we have significantly outweighed the government team because at the very first of this debate, they already failed to tell us what a developing country really need. Did they really need this kind of pain relieving thing or things that help them to improve from chemotherapy, or they lack even the most simplest, which is chemotherapy itself? So what we are trying to tell you throughout the debate, and which is basically not rebutted by the government team, or maybe a little bit, which is that what developing countries really need, they are the country who lack the medical resources, and therefore what we are doing now, why we are promoting the modern medicine, is to solve the problem. We don't need those complementary medicine. Yeah, we just need, when we just need a Panadol, when we just need an antibiotic, we really don't need the acupuncture or something like this. So what first of all, we already identify what we need, what our side really want to solve, and we already tell you that how our way we solve better than them, and then it goes to two main clashes. The first is the medical effectiveness of both type of treatment. I think that both sides actually reach a consensus that the modern medicine is something that is life-saving, and the complementary medicine or the alternative medicine is basically just complementary, and it's like and it's doing some things that help us to recover quicker or like having a healthy lifestyle. So when we are comparing these two, yes, we admit both, and we have reached a consensus of both, and the opposition and the government team both have already agreed with this. And then we need to see which side actually better apply in a developing country. When these people, yes, you look at the people in the Sabah Sarawak, like they are lacking the simplest thing, and you tell them to, and you give them all of this fancy stuff that does not save their life. We think that the effectiveness of this medical treatment has been seriously being like undermined in the government side. And then it comes to the practical part of it. So this is a policy debate. We need to know that the feasibility of both proposals is very important in this debate. And then the government team basically did not give any detailed proposal on how we should basically how they should basically aggressively promote. What they are trying to tell us is that, okay, we just treat it as a complementary medicine, which is basically nothing different from what we are doing now. So, okay, no matter what's that, when they are talking about like promoting it, right? So normally we want to spend money. And this is what me and the first speaker have been talking about. Like when we are trying to put more money in the complementary medicine, it means that the developing country, a country which already poor, already not as well off, they will have less money put in life-saving medicine. And what they need is those infectious disease, is those life-saving thing, which the government also agree on. So basically, we can already reach a conclusion by saying that no matter at the medical effectiveness or the policy, the feasibility itself, we can see that our side actually better solve the problem, which is that developing country lack the medical accessibility and the medical facilities. I think that we have already obviously outweighed the other side, is considering all of these things. And then another minor part they tell us is that, oh, what about the trust of the people? Will they use the modern medicine? First of all, I already tell you a very clear fact, which is that all of us are using modern medicine despite we living in a developing country. And then they did not realize that, like, a lot of developing country, like especially those in the rural areas, what they really trust on is not like acupuncture or chiropractic, it's something like a bomo treatment. And they claim that, okay, this is recognized and this is like, very effective. Okay, I don't know where it comes from. Yes, the acupuncture is in a gray area. It's not completely proven, but it's not completely unproven. But then, for those things that they trust, I don't know what is that. Okay, so in conclusion, I think that we have significantly outweighed them. Thank you.
I would like to thank the speaker for that speech. I shall call upon the Deputy Prime Minister from the government team to deliver their reply speech.
Okay, thank you. I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, I to all the adjudicators and my fellow debaters. I am the Deputy Leader of the government side, and in this session, I would address the clashes of point brought up in this debate, reaffirm my team's case, and ultimately prove why we have the better standing in this debate session. So, first of all, I would like to say how lovely it is for the opposition side to all be living in cities where they are completely ignorant of the facts and the living conditions of those in rural area. So according to the status quo given, we, the government side, has been more comprehensive in considering the situation in developing country, such as the realistic struggles that they have to go through, while side opposition keeps insisting on the ideology that the government side would rather plummet our people into a more risky health situation and cost them more money rather than pushing the right and more credible conventional medicines. However, we, the government side, are more considerate towards the reality of the situation of the people in a developing country, and that those people are usually set in their ways, and we consider that it's hard to change them in terms of mindset. So moving on to the first clashes of point. First of all, we talk about the benefits. The government side have aggressively pushed the promotion of the usage of alternative medicine in the consideration of the benefit it has towards the health of the people, benefit of economy, and side have given, they've only pushed the fact that it should not be pushed due to the fact of lack of credibility. So after all their rambling, mostly what they are trying to say is just because that traditional medicines have lack of credibility in which they themselves cannot see how it would work, it wouldn't work for other people, and that it shouldn't be right to push it. However, these medicines have been around for more than thousands of years, and it's more maybe the fact that it has less credibility maybe, but on the facts of researchers, which the government does not have the resources to provide, and therefore brings me to the second clashes of point in terms of resources. Now, the government side has acknowledged that developing countries do not have much resources as the opposition presumes that they have. We, as the government side, have provided a better alternative for poor and uneducated people in developing countries. We have considered multiple other aspects in which it would benefit the people and not prove detriment to the people's health in a bad way. And it's not that we are trying to only make the people go to conventional medications and then also go through complementary medications. It's for example, if a chiropractor, it will cost thousands in a conventional medical office, while in an alternative medical office, it will cost up to only a few hundred, and that is based on considering the financial status, the economic standing, the mentality of the people, and also the benefit that it will bring, and it will prove to be less evil than the opposition being blinded to the fact that we still have traditional medicines. And if the government does not propose an alternative from the traditional medications or from the hospital medications, then people will go back to trusting and going back to using traditional medications. And that is what the government wants to avoid. And that is why we are pushing for the alternative medicine. And therefore, we hope that the floor will also see in the urgency to support today's motion. With that, I thank you.
Thank you. We have now come to the end of the debate. So the debaters are asked to remain in this room while waiting for the adjudicators to make a decision. Adjudicators are reminded to move to the adjudicators discussion room in the Cisco WebEx via the link provided. Okay, that's all.
Okay, who was it that earlier said that city folks we don't understand what's this, all the out of city innocent? Who was that?
No, I said
Uh-huh.
this is totally off record, can?
Come
No,
again?
no, this is off record. This is off record.
This is off record. This is off record.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just stated that it's nice that you live in the city, that you don't consider people in rural areas. By that I meaning, there are some orang asli who don't take into
One's here right
consideration.
now.
Yeah, no,
One's here right now.
that was
Oh.
Oh,
yeah,
that
they
was a
don't really trust medical. Did you know that there are some orang asli who don't even have IC because they don't want to give birth at hospitals? Benda macam tu lah. But too bad I didn't say that. Yeah, too bad I didn't say that in my speech, because I'm really tired, guys.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
But still, I mean, it's rich coming from a person, from a student from a uni that has their own mall lah. Just saying lah.
Hey, hello.
Kind of rich lah, coming from a
Oh my
university that has their own
No.
mall. You know, like
No.
oh,
We
wow,
live
like
in, okay.
for
Our
us, you know, we have to
university's
travel
tagline.
outside.
Our university's tagline is University Rimba though. So we live in a forest. So if we don't have a mall, then we won't have places to buy our stuff.
Yes, sir. You know what our university is called, or
What?
originally called, University
What?
Pertanian, you know, Pertanian, you know.
Hey,
What
okay.
are you talking about?
Agriculture. Okay, agriculture. So you guys can farm your own food.
Oh, exactly. We have to live. We have to live like orang asli here, you know.
Hey, 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 gaduh.
No, we can't. We don't have stuff
Fighting.
in the hutan. We don't have stuff in hutan. Okay, it's just dirt and trees. We don't.
Sharon Charmaine is saying to calm down, calm down, calm down. First of all, I'm supposed to be the one fighting, not you. Bloody hell.
But I like this session. Yeah, it was very confusing for me.
I mean, yeah. You guys had some. No, the thing is, I for some reason, like the alternative medicine has like really good points. Like, Diva, he actually pointed out some really good points but he pointed out late. You know, I was like wondering. I probably would have done the same as Diva if I was like first or second speaker in your side. Seriously, like yeah, there was some points there that would have developed. Oh, but seriously though, nice job, guys.
You guys too. I took like 10 minutes trying to understand the motion actually, because my brain in the evening cannot function at all.
Understandable.
You're not the only one. I asked my teammates, is this traditional or is this the pills? Is this the medicine, the pills one or the pin one or which one are we talking about? Like, I have no idea what are we supporting.
I see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought we were just fighting alternative medication and traditional. And I was like,
This motion can go so many ways.
yeah. So while my first speaker was talking, I was actually amending my speech now. I completely got it wrong.
No, it still sounded amazing though. It was good. But I am still against you saying we are city people. Yes, I'm still against that.
It's flair again, flair.
Personal attack. Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
my hometown is where you are in. Careful.
You were born there. That's it.
My hometown near where you are.
He was born there and he thinks he's one of them already. Like, no.
Hometown.
Yeah.
And he's writing.
So you guys are all at home lah.
Dom.
Oh my god.
Dom. See the uni notes, the schedule, the uni notes. Yeah, that's my roommate stuff.
Wow.
Oh, she also got printer. Nice, very nice one.
Oh.
This is my side. Yeah, Shen's also in Dom. That's why he's having very bad internet. Because that side sucks. How about you guys?
Deva is the only one. Right, Deva? Sometimes you can see his roommate come in.
Dom gang, let's go.
Yeah.
See,
Get his roommate.
Yeah, I was in
Lah.
uni and then
We're
I
laughing
sempat
like
balik for ID3. Say bye.
It's just like chilling dengan kacang. Hey, lucky
Yeah.
though you went there.
that's why making us all hungry right now.
He eat while waiting for adjudicators. He go to the bath.
No, I'm chewing my chewing gum.
Deva, you are being exposed live on YouTube in front of our UPM.
Oh, this is still live, ah.
This is I.
Oh damn.
I'm exposed of what? What did I do exactly?
We retract our statement. Hey, how did you guys do for the Star Wars motion?
Well, somebody here had fun, lah. Somebody here had fun. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because I actually don't know a lot about Star Wars and Star Trek. A lot of my knowledge of it comes from the Big Bang Theory sitcom, because they sometimes discuss about Star Wars and Star Trek, and that's how I was like, oh my god. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So that was a big lifesaver lah.
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
lightsaber?
I have totally no background.
Wow.
Chungkit, what did you say?
Hmm?
Chungkit said something. Chungkit?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying that it's still better than me. I have totally no background.
It's okay. You are friends with two very cool people, so you will learn. That's what's gonna happen.
Who is a cool people? Ah?
Go well, I don't friend. Don't friend you lah. Chungkit.
Deal lah.
You go friends with him lah, Shen. You're not cool, right? Go friends with him.
You switch off your cam.
I switching off because my lag is terrible, man.
I'm switching off because everybody off. I off because everybody off. I just follow lo. Monkey see,
Okay.
monkey do. So I do what monkeys do.
Wait.
Or something.
This is why you must not follow cultural norms. You must follow the
Hey,
facts. You know, we just argued on that.
Hey.
It is
hello.
psychologically better for you to on camera. More presentable. Yes.
This is presentable.
Yes.
Like Deva also presenting his eating and getting us all hungry.
Yes. Exactly.
It's just
Yeah,
chewing
maybe she's
gum,
less
guys.
presentable when switching on the cam.
I don't know why we're bullying Deva for eating chewing gum.
Wait.
Sorry, chewing chewing gum. Oh wow.
And
Ours is
this
the five.
advertisement is brought to you by, what's the brand name? I forgot.
5 gums.
That's
The
fine.
best.
Pounds.
Stimulate your senses.
Yeah,
It's literally their motto.
I know. That's why. It's still hilarious.
Yeah. Very hilarious. I had a very bad portrayal image, mental image of it when I first saw it. I thought it was something different because it was placed besides
You know-
something which is not supposed to be there.
Yeah, the same counter shell. I get what you mean. And plus the dark, the whole
Yeah,
cartoon design of it very dark.
Everyone here gets it, so yeah. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
need to go too deep
We
into
don't need to
that.
go any further. Yeah. Okay, hey man, how old are you again?
I'm 21.
See, okay.
How old
I'm
are you
like
guys?
61.
No, I took Asasi in UUM.
Oh shit. Okay. Nice.
How about you guys? How old are you guys?
5 years old.
Huh?
5 years old.
Nah.
Yes.
What year?
Leap year.
Hey. You never mind. Yeah.
Hey.
My teammates all second year. We all second year.
Mm-mm.
Oh, all of your second year.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the same course.
Same
Same
course.
Yeah, so
Wow.
we all drag each other into it.
Okay lah, fun.
Shen is second year like the rest of you, while Chuki and I are still 5 years old.
Hey.
It is true. It is very true.
Okay, I accept your premise, Chair tiba.
See lah. No POI. What is your proof?
I look 5. There we go.
Shut up, lah you.
Hey, YouTube live. Control your language,
Wait,
please.
can
sir.
you? What is the words you can use on YouTube Live and cannot use on YouTube Live, or debate or anything? Is there words we can't say?
Wait. Referring to my YouTube model,
Don't say it, Deva, don't say it. It's a trap.
PewDiePie, right? There are some. I mean, the worst that you can say, I would say the S word. I think that is the worst that you can say.
S.
Yes.
Something related to defecation.
But that is like a
Okay.
very common word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
So
think
that's what
that's
you
the
can still
worst.
say lah.
The worst you can say on a YouTube. I'm not
Oh.
sure about live, but I think YouTube video. I think that's the word.
That's the worst lah. So, how about
I'm not sure. I'm not a YouTuber.
Shut up, Ken.
I think that's not a
Okay,
problem.
right.
lah.
Yeah. Okay, that should be
Chairperson
fine.
Apika, do you have any words that we cannot use on YouTube live here?
Hey, I have a friend here who wants to compete with you in PewDiePie knowledge.
Hey, no.
Huh?
I don't know.
I have a friend
I don't
here
know.
who wants to compete with PewDiePie knowledge.
PewDiePie knowledge. Okay, sure.
Okay, come,
Me-
what do you want? My,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
what's his latest video about?
his latest video. Wait. I by being a PewDiePie fan, it doesn't mean that I actually watch all of his video rigorously.
Huge
Uh,
flex, bro.
He's flexing right now, lah.
yeah. Seriously, I am a fan of him, but then
Yeah, fair enough. I don't
I
watch
know.
it every day.
But then in his live streams, he does swear. Lah.
Oh,
That's his like his safe haven to swear.
Suka.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
wait.
does. I mean,
His live stream is like damn.
yeah, I think YouTube did change a bit of their policies because very noticeable. Because last time, PewDiePie, I mean, a period between 2017 and 18, and I think he doesn't swear at all. He doesn't swear at all. But now he does swear, but he gets his editors to bleep out the swear word. So he does swear, but it gets bleeped out. So that's it. I guess there's a change in policy, but in the last 3 years, I think when he will never swear. He will never swear. Yeah. I think that was when YouTube was very strict, and apparently PewDiePie is kind of a victim of the system lah. He always gets copy striked and stuff, so which is why he's always so careful. Something like that lah. I mean,
Understand.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a streamer.
We have
Not
a commenter. We have a commenter in our live.
That's
That's
right. I
it.
think she can help us bleep out.
We will let he/her get the stage by reading this. Wait, what she said.
Comment
The worst
your
thing you
hope.
can, obviously, our lovely queen. The worst thing you can do on YouTube Live is play a copyrighted piece of music and get the whole stream DMCA'd.
Yep.
Isn't that only countable for Twitch?
Not
Oh,
even
wow.
1 second.
Oh wow, nice.
The fact that she's more cultured than us.
That's way worse than swearing, though.
All right,
I agree.
guys, let's play some music. Settle.
Because when you swear, right, you just get demonetized. But then if you use copyrighted music, your money goes to someone else.
True. See lah.
Yeah. It's no more your money. It's our money.
Communism. Let's go.
Your
CCP
money,
number
your
one.
money is our money.
China
My
number
money
one.
is my money.
Okay, yeah, that's communism, all right. That's real communism.
So you guys have finished your semesters or not? You guys are still ongoing. Your semesters are still ongoing.
Study break is supposed to start.
So you guys do have finals lah.
Yeah.
I guess
Your
you know
university
only-
don't have finals. So good. Everyone get
No.
A.
For some courses they do have finals lah. Of course, for some courses they should have finals. Like for my course, it's mostly assessments lah in terms of assignments and stuff. But we do have tests, but it's more like a take-home test where we have the whole day to finish the test. So, yeah, it's something like that lah.
Similar to UTP a bit lah.
Yeah,
UTP
depends.
is the same.
Even it's very much dependent on the lecturers lah. If they want to have a take-home tests whereby the students have to answer, they give a specified time frame from 8 to 5. Yeah, something like that lah. Depends on the lecturers also. Some lecturers they chose to just give a bunch of assignments, and yeah, that basically covers up the whole marks. Okay, so I guess depends on the courses, depends on the lecturers. Some courses they have 7 subjects, means all 7 subjects they have finals. So I guess that's dreadful for them. For me, I finished up everything and now I'm just chilling lah, waiting to go home.
Quality of COVID degree.
Hopefully it ends lah. Can't continue anymore studying online.
I know, right? I don't know what we're learning. Now, what course are you guys doing, huh?
All three of us law students.
Oh wow, fantastic! No wonder you guys are debating for fun.
It is actually for fun because I don't know if our not to
And
say
you
we
also
are not.
debating for fun.
Huh?
I mean, debate is fun, right? I mean, we do debate for fun, right? I mean,
Ah,
that's the general.
there you
That's
go.
the,
Yeah,
that's the
everyone
general.
debate for fun.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people who takes debating seriously. I mean, I'm way past that phase of life where I felt debating is everything in life, and I don't give uh okay, almost said I don't give a censored word there, okay, in debating anymore. It's just that I join debate basically for meeting up people, intellectual discourses. It's fun lah.
I mean, I agree it's fun lah, but damn, the whole duration draining.
Yeah, I pretty much prefer physical debates lah. Miss those days where you literally have to go there, be there, even though it's honestly that's much more tiring lah compared to this. But the situation.
Yeah, I know you, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel, I feel it.
Guys, hello, everyone.
Hi.
The educator is here, so I will pass the stage to him.
All right. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Okay lah, boleh tahan.
So which one you want to listen first, the verdicts or the comments? I just go to the comments lah dulu eh. All right. Do you guys are you guys listening?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, we are here.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
You guys make me nervous. Okay. All right. Okay. This motion is this house as a developing country will aggressively promote to use the alternative medicine. So when you have this kind of motion, the first thing that you need to find out is the keyword or the turning point of the debate itself. It means that you have to find something that can change that creates the direction of your debate. For example, like in this debate, the word that should be the turning point and also what drives the debate towards is aggressively promote. So it means that I'm gonna chunk it into one and then I'm gonna comment on both sides. Okay, so what first from the both side you need to actually understand what are the aggressively promote. It means that is it like giving the funds towards this industry, for example, like because in status quo right now the modern medicine, the modern medication is what we are focusing on. So in status quo right now, that is what we are focusing on. So what are the dire needs someday? To what extent do you actually want this alternative medicine to be aggressively promoted? So you have to explain very detailed on what are the things that triggers it for us to debate on this motion. So yeah, I go for the government side first. So in the government side, they said that to what extent to what extent do they want this kind of debate to happen? So it's a complementary but not um replacing the modern medicine. And then they yeah, I give credit to Prime Minister because she said about the aggressively promotes means that she gives the fundamental support, the government support. But what disappoints me the most is that you didn't expand it, because as a government and is this a policy debate, you have to expand more. What are the aggressively promotes means? It means that uh, are you gonna give the money towards this industry? Are you gonna invest the money in this industry so that at the end of the day, it could be as meshed as modern medicine? And then what are the kinds of government support you're actually trying to say? You just measured it on surface, but you didn't do the detailed analysis on that. And then I believe that in today's debate, government side wants the complementary, wants the alternative to be a complementary, but not replacing modern medicine. It means that they want to invest on that thing, but not replacing the modern medicine. So from the opposition side, Oh yeah, from the business side, there's an engagement towards the financial and educational issue, which is really defines what the struggling what the struggles in a developing country really is. But I quite not agree with the statement of that low IQ people with blindly follow, because in a developing country people are learning what step one step. It means that people are actually educated to know what is really happening to the country itself. It's not that developing country full of low IQ people. No, because in the developing country, people realize how it's actually happening. For example, like in our country right now, we are not we are not in the state that we do not realize what's happening, right? We realize what's happening and we know what is happening behind it. And plus of that, she mentioned about the opposition allow the alternative, but not on their but on their own risk, which by means that people can use the alternative medicine by on their own risk. And then she promotes the modern medicine because it is proven true. So as the government, how you want to actually engage with this kind of debate is that because a developing country is a country that needs they need to catch the eyes of the world. So since the modern country is since the modern medication is actually conquered by all the developed countries, for example like Japan, Western countries, European countries. So this is one of the ways to ensure that we to ensure that we can be at same level as the modern medicines. By means that as a government you have to come up with a with the mechanism how you want to support them in terms of fundamental, in terms of money, in terms of government support itself. And imagine that in status quo, alternative medicine is not as it's not as famous as modern medicine, right? So once the government promotes it, of course there will be like a very large amount of alternative medicine industry in this world. But as the government, what you should do is that you can actually come up with a mechanism of being check and balance. It means that you want to aggressively promote, but in a secure way. It means that you want to secure the alternative medicines, but at the same time you are supporting them. So another point is that the third speaker of the government said about the framework and alternative as the assurance towards developing countries, citizens, people. It comes too late in this debate. So it means like framework must come up with the first speaker. You have to come up with the things that you want to do. And what you feel what the government, I think what the government failed to tell me today is the differences, the comparison of what if we accept the debate, what if we accept the motion, and what happens if we reject the motions. You give a big picture towards the audience. What will happen if you accept this motion? What will happen if one day alternative medicines will eventually come at same level as modern medicines? That's the reason why we aggressively support it. The government, I understand all the points given up by the government, but the only problem is that the lack of analysis in this in these argumentations. It means that you just say on the surface, but there's a lack of analysis on how you want to actually make people clearer on the arguments. Whereas on the opposition side, opposition side, they engage us in terms of how effective is modern medicine, the effectiveness of modern medicine. And I'm not sure which speakers says about the investment towards something. For example, we already have the modern medicine. Why should as a developing country, as a country with a limited resources, why don't we just continue with modern medicines instead of putting the study towards the alternative medicine? So that's a good, that makes sense. That's really makes sense, because yes, as a developing country, why should you want to put a lot of money towards alternative medicine yet that you are unsure about the effectiveness of alternative medicine itself? So but it doesn't mean that the government cannot rebut on that things. As I said just now, the government could rebut it as it is one of the investment. It means that we're talking about the investment. It means that you're putting the money and you want to have a greater result than the money that you have spent. That is how you want to engage with this kind of what they said about putting the money towards the research and so on. So with today's motion, this house as a developing country will aggressively promote the use of alternative medicine. We as a legislator agree that the opposition wins to this debate by slightly little margin. So if you have anything, you can ask me now.
Can we have personal feedback?
Oh yeah. You want to ask me through WhatsApp or what?
Maybe you can say. Are you free to say now, or you want to accept also can?
I think WhatsApp lah, because I'm not
Okay.
sure the timing. I just give you the phone number.
Can, sure.
Alright.
Yeah, but the government don't be upset because you guys engage with the arguments as well, but you need just a little bit more explanation because when you say something just on the surface, it doesn't make the audience to understand more what you are actually to bring. Because as a government, you have to come up with a mechanism. You have to come out how you want to engage people and how you want to cope how you want to cope your stance with the stakeholders. It means that the people and also the governments, because because the turning point is aggressively promote. So you have to show us you are really keen to aggressively promote alternative medicine. That is all the problem. With slightly margin, only one point. So I believe that you'll be doing better after this, government. Don't be upset, okay? So I just leave my number so that you can ask for the personal feedback. All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much for the educator, and congratulations to the opposition team for winning at this round. So with that, the
Congratulations to
House of
both of them
Parliament.
for debating. Congratulations to both of them. No worries.
Okay. Congratulations to both of you. I hope you guys will do like I can't. I will do well after this, and see you guys later. With that, the House of Parliament is adjourned. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.